You have never seen the Florida Gators deliver a road ass whooping the way that they just did against South Carolina.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free reviews in the podcast and on YouTube. I am Brandon Olsen, lifelong Florida Gators fan, your host, and oh my goodness, when I said you've never seen the Florida Gators deliver a road ass whooping like that before, I was not being facetious. I was not exaggerating this in any way. I genuinely mean it because the Florida Gators just picked up their largest win or largest margin of victory in a road SEC game in program history against South Carolina, a 95-48 win. Florida had 48 points in the first half. Could have not scored a single point in the second half, and that game would have gone to overtime. Florida was up 48-20 at the half. South Carolina finished with 48 points. If it weren't 4:07 a.m., the belt would be snapping more than you've ever heard it on this show. Because, wow, that was just an absolute whooping of South Carolina. I mean, hell of a game by Florida, right? Just absolutely dominated. Florida had 45 rebounds. South Carolina had 3 more points than them. Harrison, I would bring out the belt, but it's 4:07 a.m. I bring out the belt, I'm getting the belt. I'm not trying to do that right now. Yeah, the Florida Gators just absolute whooping. We got a bunch of people in the chat here. What's up? Thanks everybody. Michael Mishad, what's up? I don't know why I just said your full name, but Mishad, thank you, appreciate you. Notice that you signed up for Swamp Signal, and so thank you for that. I am, by the way, I'm going to shamelessly put this link in the chat, partially because I'm very proud of the work in general. But I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series that I have on Swamp Signal about the Florida Gators defense and what that's going to look like in 2026. So shamelessly putting it in there. And like, I genuinely don't even feel a little bit bad this time. Usually I do. Usually I feel pretty bad. Not this time. Florida Gators is absolute whooping there. It is South Carolina though. It's 95-48. They almost doubled their score for another SEC team. I don't care who it was. I really don't. Like, yeah, oh, it's South Carolina. I don't give a damn. 95-48 against another SEC team? Your largest road margin of victory or largest SEC road margin of victory in program history? I don't care who you do it against. That was just belt the entire time. That's all it was. Alex Condon, wakey, about damn time. 3 for 8 shooting, still not great, but a near triple-double, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Could have had more, played 29 minutes, so could have had more, but I mean, wow, just look at him waking up again. That's always fun to see. Like it's always fun to see a guy who's been struggling just have a bit of a bounce back game. Thomas Houck, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. You had Ruben Chinyelu, 14 points on 7 for 7 shooting and 11 rebounds. Another double, 2 more blocks. You had Boogie Fland with 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Xavier Lee, 6 points only on 3 for 8 shooting. Still 0 for from 3, went 0 for 4, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Florida had 28 assists on 38 shots, mostly because Florida was just running in transition. So it was stopping South Carolina consistently and then running in transition. Right? Like that's all that was. And it was great. It was really from the start, right? It was really Harrison. We'll talk about that in the we'll get to that in the second half. How about that one? That's a good question. Anybody else want to bring it up? Go ahead. It's the question was what seed in the tourney do you see us at if you had to guess? So we'll talk about that in the second half. Because yeah, that is a very good question. But Florida right now just belted them, right? Urban Klobuchar finished with 11 points, 3 for 6 from 3. But the more important thing, he missed his first 3, and then he came back with 2 makes. Both of them, right in front of a bunch of South Carolina fans dressed like chickens. That's it. And Urban, I will swear to this. Urban, both times he hit those 3s right in front of the South Carolina fans, swear he turned and said something. He had to. He did both times. It looked like he was looking right at them. Like, so I don't know what that was. But Urban, just go ahead, hoop, man, hoop. What else was there? I feel like so much happened, but also at the same time, it was like, oh, it was just an ass whooping. Like, Isaiah Brown had. I feel like he's starting to really, really come into his own. I feel like he's just figuring it out, and he's still getting somewhat inconsistent minutes, right? But I feel like he's just figuring things out. Dude just hustles. What else? Alex Lloyd hit a 3. CJ Ingram hit a 3. Like both of them. And look, like Florida, the commentators touched on it a little bit, but like you've got Isaiah Brown, you got Alex Lloyd, you got CJ Ingram. Like they get to practice against the starting 5 every game. Like they get to practice against the starting 5 every game. Like they're gonna get better. Like they're gonna be good next year. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Just like it's weird to now, like still a good team. And like still a team that a lot of people have high hopes for. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for next year either. Like, we're back, right? Would like to see Isaiah Brown get some more. Again, I'm not saying more minutes. I'm just saying more consistent minutes. Just because it feels like, sometimes like he's going to play, 15 minutes this game, and then he'll play 5 the next, right? And he'll play 20 this game, and then like 8. And it's just like, come on, just let me get something consistent. Let me see it. I want to see him really be able to blossom there. Blossom is a stupid word to use, but again, it is what it is. But Alex Condon, like, it felt good to see him play with a little bit more confidence, right? That's been a big thing from him. It's just like you don't see the confidence. He only shot 1 3 this game, missed it, but there was one possession where because he had a stretch where he went like I think it was like 1 for 4 to start or something like that, and he had a little bit of a stretch where it was like, oh, this seems like one of those days where he's not going to get anything going, and caught the ball, did a couple pump fakes, got the dunk from underneath the basket, or like he caught the ball underneath the basket, got a couple pump fakes, got a guy up, got the dunk, easy points, and it's like, all right, dude, like you could do that. You can do that. Do that. The hook shots, he's got to stop them. You got to stop. I don't like that was the thing last year that we were complaining about with both Condon and Chinyelu. Like I've never seen big men that are just so bad at that hook shot. And they insist on doing it. Yeah, this game's absolute belt. Absolute belt. We'll talk more about it when we get back with Locked On Gators. FanDuel is officially in playoff mode every game day during the NFL playoffs. FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. And guess what? You got one more game day left. It's Super Bowl 60 time. Seahawks, Patriots. What obviously we all expected at the beginning of the season. I'll tell you what, actually, I made money this season on betting that the Seahawks would make the playoffs, and it was plus money. It's part of my parlay. I bet Seahawks, Jags, Panthers to all make the playoffs. Cashed it, by the way. Just trying to throw that one out there. Visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Grab your profit boost back for one last NFL playoff game day. Super Bowl 60. Thanks again for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day, we are available daily and free to listen to the podcast and on YouTube. I'm not getting notices when you're live. I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. I think what it is when I go live that isn't scheduled, I think it doesn't notify people, but I'm not sure. Did I get one on my phone? No, I also didn't get one. I usually get the notifications. I also didn't get one. I think it's that. I think it's when I don't have them scheduled beforehand that people don't get the notification. Could be mistaken though, right? But the Florida Gators belt. Either way, I'm glad you're here now, right? That's what matters now is that you're here now. Yeah, Mishad has Discord notifications. So if anybody wants to join the Locked On Gators Discord, we're in there. I tag everybody when that happens, when we go live for any reason. Let me try to pull the link to it now in here. Yeah, we're gonna go, and I'm only gonna set it to expire in an hour because I don't trust leaving it there. And I think that's fair. I think we know to not trust the internet with things. Automatically gonna get that roll. Can we do that? We're gonna generate a new link. We're gonna try that and see if that one works. I see you putting that pronunciation. That didn't help me. I'm just gonna say that. Is it still me, Chad? Is that it? I'm sorry, dude. Like I said, it's 4:15 in the morning. You're getting a broken down Brandon right now. It's been a very long day, long week, long month. Portal did damage. Anyway, Harrison asked a question before about what seed we would be in. And look, Locked On. Sorry, I scrolled by. I said, "Hope Locked On Scar wasn't watching that." It's not me. It's Mitchod. That's there we go. That's it. I don't know why I was saying it. Like what Mitchod. I don't. Half of this show that people are going to listen to is just going to be me doing that. I think he was watching that, and. Yeah, it was. I texted him at like halftime. I sent him the video of Jacoby Jackson bringing out the belt after beating Florida State, and he jokingly, of course, was like, we still got a chance, right?" So yeah, there was that. But Harrison, here we go. Brandon, what seed in the tourney do you see us at if you had to guess? I'd still say like a 4 seed right now. Maybe 5, right? But I mean, like, look, I'm not going to pretend that this win over South Carolina really gets you in, right? You beat Alabama, you strengthen your case. But I think right now it's still a 4 or 5. Which, who knows, like my expectations have not really changed much for Florida, right? This is still a team that can make a run, but like you got to figure out the 3-ball consistently. You had Thomas Houck shot 3 for 5 from 3. Urban Klobuchar shot 3 for 6 from 3. Right? But outside of guys that are like, if you take away the guys that aren't part of the plan usually, right? CJ Ingram, Isaiah Brown is inconsistent, like I said, Alex Lloyd. Like CJ and Alex Lloyd shot 2 for 2 combined. Like you had Houck and Urban make 6 of your 9 threes. Again, then you had 2 guys who were only in because of a blowout make 2 of them. That means he made 1 other 3, and it was Isaiah Brown. So you got no 3-point production from Boogie, who again only shot 1. Xavion Lee, who shot 4 and missed them all. Alex Condon 0 for 1. And that was it, right? Micah's never going to contribute there. So you're still a team that can't shoot threes consistently. And if you can't shoot threes consistently, I don't think you're going to make it very far in the tournament. Just to be completely honest there. Things you can still keep improving, but for now, that is the truth. If Florida doesn't become their own worst enemy, they're a really good team. That's what it is, right? Like it's always that. It's turnovers and missed threes. That's what it's been. I think everyone in here live is already, but remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, please do. Love seeing Lloyd get a rip. He looked good. Can we please beat Kentucky on this schedule twice, please? Thanks. I mean, I want to beat Kentucky every single time I see him, but I especially want to beat him this year. I just wish Denzel Aberdeen had a coach that trusted him here, right? Coach Todd just tell the team no turnovers and make free throws when we win every game. Yeah, 10 for 14 from free throw line. I'm good with that. I prefer obviously more volume, but when you're running in transition like this and South Carolina doesn't stand a damn chance, that's not going to happen there. We got our conversation about Discord there. Beat it inside. Urban Hawk take three once in a while. Lee and Boogie like tonight will be cooking. I want to see Boogie just keep attacking the paint. Yes, take threes if you're open, but I love when he just attacks the paint. His only miss tonight was a three. So I just love that. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, big damn game. Little Bama going down. That'll be helpful for seeding, right? But yeah, I think Bama game's big. You gotta play with this fire. Like you can't just be like, oh, we got punched in the mouth. That's it. Like you gotta at least keep that fire going for a little bit. But that's kind of similar to what Florida did last year in a way, right? In the sense of it was unfortunate loss, great winning streak. Which obviously last year you didn't lose single game out of conference, but you started conference play against Kentucky. You were 13-0. You lost. Then you brought the belt to Tennessee. You handled Arkansas. Then you lost to Missouri in a close one. Then you brought the belt to Texas. You beat South Carolina. You brought the belt to Georgia. You lost to Tennessee. Then you beat everybody up until you lost to Georgia. And then you beat everybody up until you were the national champions. And so far this year, talking in conference again, because again, like your out of conference loss is the only one that actually is a not good loss in your out of conference is TCU. Arizona, great. Duke, great. UConn, great. Like the only bad loss you have out of conference is TCU. And then you lost to Missouri, who, I mean, they're a Jekyll and Hyde team too, right? Like they beat Florida, Kentucky, and Auburn, and they lost to Oklahoma. I mean, they beat Oklahoma. They lost to LSU. They lost to Ole Miss. They lost to Notre Dame in the non-conference schedule. Like it's just really weird with them. They're very Jekyll and Hyde, and unfortunately for Florida, they were on fire that one. And then you lost that one by 2. You beat everybody until Auburn beat you, and then now you come out playing like this. And if you can keep this level of play up, you're going to be dangerous again. Until you drop the game to, I don't know who's on the schedule that they're going to drop to, which they shouldn't. By the way, they should win every game on their schedule for the rest of the way. But you drop to what, like Texas or Arkansas, probably that'll be the one that Florida for some reason drops. If Florida by chance wins the SEC and SEC tournament, only taking one more loss, 3 seed, possibly 2, depending on the other teams, but I think they would end up 4, maybe 3 seed. Yeah, I mean, look, as long as they get there, it's going to be like they got a shot. They're a team that has a shot to do anything. It's just that 3 ball is going to be really it. Like that 3 ball is going to decide a lot. We have a lot of players in town for the Senior Bowl: Banks, Slaughter, Sapp, and Barber. Yep. You got former Gators in there, like Chris McClellan, who transferred to Missouri. Senior Bowl is a great event. This is the first year that I haven't been to it since 2019 or 2020. So this is the first year in a long while that I haven't gone, but I will be back there next year. Love the Senior Bowl. Mobile is a great town. Love spending time there. Love hanging out with people. You get to meet everybody. Coaches are there. I will say, does not appear that Florida has coaches there this time. Maybe next year it'll be different. I don't know if Tulane has any players at the Senior Bowl. But like John Stonewall's not there. But Billy Napier was there last year, which was the first time I saw him there. So Senior Bowl is a hell of an event. Love it. Can't wait for next year. Oh, I just saw you ask if I was there. Nope, not this year. Yeah, like I said, this is the first year in a long time that I'm not there, or a long while. Let's say that I'm not there. But yeah, I'll be back next year. I love it. I love Mobile. It's a hell of a time. Frankly, just to pull the curtain back a little bit, we go out at night, wake up whenever, we get back whenever we get back. We wake up whenever we wake up for the practice at usually like 8 a.m. is when it started, which is why we stay close to the field. And we go there, we come back, I record my show, I write my article about the Senior Bowl practices, and then we go back out and we do it all again for like 4 or 5 days. It's a wild time, but it's like as hustle and bustle as you get there. I love it. Nebraska might win it all this year if Florida can't. I pronounce names like I think they should be, and if I'm wrong, I tell people I can't help it if they don't know pronounce their own names. I try to read them and I try to pronounce them, but like it gets wild. Bama had a better team last year. Yeah, Bama this year is not as good. Win the rest of the way, aim high, go for a 2. See, look again, like I just care about get in there. Get in there. Yep, need to keep attacking the paint because you can't rely on the 3 ball. Now, if we can get hot from deep during the tourney, good luck everyone else. That's it. I don't even need you to be great. I just need you to not be terrible. I'm not even saying you got to get hot. I just need you to not be awful. That's it. Like, you can't have Xavier Lee shooting 0 for 4 from 3 every game. At a certain point, switch it up. Boogie attacking, keep doing that. Condon 0 for 1, cool. You can't be inefficient from 3 with volume. Like that's you could be inefficient from 3, but you can't be inefficient from 3 with volume. And as long as Florida avoids that, you got a shot to go on a run. I don't think they're going to win the national championship. I'll say that. But to say that, they're not winning it, I won't do that. I just won't. Guard play needs to continue picking up because in March, that's what wins, right? They're basically the same. I don't know what they're basically the same means. G Leaguers need to get banned from the NCAA. Yeah, I mean, that's just my take on this, which I think is not a base take. But I will say, I think that there is and we'll wrap up with this. I think there is a calculus, we'll say, that goes into the decision of should I go pro or not, right? And like I've been very open about this before. There's Florida Gators football players that I've had the conversations with. There's non-Florida Gators football players that I've had the conversation with of the G League and top teams in the NCAA, basically the same. But like there's non-Florida Gators football players that I've had these conversations with of like, should I go pro? Am I ready to go pro? Should I portal? What should I do? All these things. I think that part of that decision is going pro means you're supposed to forego your eligibility, right? Like you're supposed to forfeit your eligibility. You should not be able to go, I made this decision to go pro. It was a stupid decision. I'm going to go back and now take an opportunity from a high school kid. Like you made the decision to go pro. That's it. You forfeit your eligibility. That's what it should be. If you go through with it. Like I'm fine with saying, hey, I'm going to declare for the draft. And then before the draft, I'm going to come back. That's fine with me. That I don't think is taking a thing from a high school student, right? It's not taking a scholarship or a spot from a high school student. But to go pro for 3 years and then go like, oh, wow, I do suck at this. Sorry, buddy. Go to Europe and play. That's it. Like that's my take. I don't think it's a nice take. I don't think it's a fair take. It's not even a take that I like want to have necessarily, because I do want to go, like, you made a bad decision. You should be able to fix it. But I think that part of the decision of going pro is forfeiting eligibility. That's just a risk, and you just happen to lose it. That's it. If an Alabama judge says he should be allowed to play, then a Florida judge should say he can't play in the state of Florida. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like it's just the most nonsensical thing ever that an Alabama booster decides he could play. What the hell are we doing here? Like, what is that? Whatever happened to, conflict of interest? Whatever happened to that? Lee and Boogie have to keep improving and getting buckets. Yeah, I think I need Boogie to just keep attacking the paint. That's it. I think he's like really found his spot there. And Xavier, like you got to figure something out, man. You just got to figure it out. Will Lee and Boogie be at Florida next year? I don't think Xavier and Lee has eligibility remaining, if I'm not mistaken. Boogie Fland is a sophomore, so maybe that's another thing too. By the way, Boogie's a sophomore. It's not like he's a senior. It's not fair to allow guys that have gone pro to come back and play college. Yeah, absolutely. So as far as like will Lee and Boogie be back? Yes, I saw that NCAA mentioned to recuse or motion to recuse that judge. Hopefully, that all gets done and done properly. But yeah, so Xavion's a senior, so no, but Boogie's a sophomore, so maybe. I would imagine Boogie's going to declare again, test the waters, and see how that goes, right? That would be my guess. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first or last listen of the day. For you East Coast people, it's what 11:30 p.m. So last listen of the day, probably for Locked On Gators. I'm Brandon Olsen. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Find all my written work with swampsignal.substack.com for written work of the my written work of the Florida Gators. We're talking about what the Florida Gators defense is going to look like. We're having a damn good time. I'm loving it. We got Louie in here. We got a few of you guys in here that like I cannot express how much I appreciate the support. And it's just it means a lot to me. So thank you all for tuning in and helping and supporting. This has been a wild time. And I absolutely love it. I almost said a word I'm not allowed to say. But I absolutely love it. So thank you all. And we will see you all in a few hours. We're going to have at 3 a.m. Eastern time, the audio episode drops. 8 a.m. Eastern time, YouTube comes out. Check them out, and I will see you all next time.